About 72.77 million active telecom subscribers were barred from making calls on their SIMs. It was gathered that subscribers who had linked their NIN with their SIMs prior to the directive were also blocked. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) says Nigeria needs to seek cooperation with the international community to stop the growing trend of drug abuse and dealings. The Assistant Commander in charge of drug demand reduction in Ogun State, Eko Ucheria, said the country must cease from paying lip service to constitutional provisions to punishing drug dealers and handlers. Ucheria said the Nigerian government must ensure strict compliance with money laundering laws to prevent drug dealers from using ill-gotten wealth to disrupt and distort socioeconomic development and national security.
The issue of drug abuse is everybody's affair. Just like my chairman, chief executive last year launched WADA, War Against Drug Abuse. He said every meaningful Nigerian should join NDLEA, not only to carry out drug enlightenment campaign at your own level, at the family level, at the community level, at school level. What I'm saying is that everybody, we are all, we are civil rights. Don't wait for government. We know that there is insecurity. If you sense anything around you, you should, raise alarm and report to the appropriate authority.
That being part of human nature, if you not combine it with ignorance, that gives you the answer to why people go into it, despite the fact that we are preaching against it, because they are ignorant of the long-term effect of use of drugs. They are only aware of the experience of using it on short-term basis. And if these substances actually can be used in low doses, short-term basis, they may not have overall negative effect that they have. But the intrinsic nature of these drugs is that when you use them after a while, you want to increase the dose to achieve the same effect. The more you increase the dose, the more you increase the risk of experiencing toxic effect of these substances.
Because we have come to realize over time that when people know better, they will do better. So equipping young people with the right information and knowledge to make informed choices is one of the very good ways through which we can address drug abuse in Nigeria, and that is what. And also, orientation organizations should be conducted in different institutions, government-owned institutions, and partner also with private institutions to ensure that young people in their different institutions are given knowledge so that they can make the right choices.
And moving on to other parts of Africa, Italy has penned a deal with Angola to ramp up gas supplies from the southern African country as it urgently scrambles to break away from Russian gas over the Ukraine war. A declaration of intent was signed to develop new natural gas ventures and to increase export to Italy, according to a statement from the Italian foreign minister. Prime Minister Mario Draghi wants to add Angola and Congo-Brazzaville to a portfolio of suppliers to substitute Russia, which provides about 45% of Italian gas. The deals in Angola and Congo could bring Italy an additional 1.5 billion cubic meters and 5 billion cubic meters a year. And outside Africa, President Vladimir Putin has ordered the Russian military to cancel plans to storm the Azovstal plant in the Ukrainian port city of the Mariupol, but rather opted for a blockade instead. Putin said his decision not to storm the Azovstal plant was motivated by the desire to safeguard the lives of Russian soldiers. Russia sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine on February 24th in what it called a special operation to degrade its southern neighbor's military capabilities and root out people it called dangerous nationalists. Ukrainian forces have mounted stiff resistance, and the West has imposed sweeping sanctions on Russia in an effort to force it to withdraw its forces. French President Emmanuel Macron and far-right challenger Marine Le Pen locked arms on Wednesday in a high-stakes election debate, their only one before Sunday's presidential election. The angry face-off saw them spar over the war in Ukraine, specifically Le Pen's links to Russia, as well as the economy, the idea of a hijab ban, and the European Union. Macron's strongest line of attack against his rival was a past administration and admiration of Russian President Vladimir Putin and a loan for a 2017 campaign contracted through a Russian bank. According to Macron, he said, "You opened on the Russian power, you depend on Mr. Putin." A few months after saying that, Madame Le Pen, "You took out a loan from a Russian bank in 2015. First Czech Russian bank," end of quote. Le Pen rejected the accusations. And in business news, African Development Bank, AFDB, says it is working on a $1 billion emergency facility to help African countries tackle rising prices of fertilizers by providing support to the government and farmers. Fertilizer price has increased by over 180% in the last 1 year. A bag of urea increased from 6,000 naira to 17,000 naira, posing threats to Nigeria's food production. This set to engage with member countries and policies with sustainable infrastructure efficiencies in Africa's agricultural system. And in entertainment, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, has appointed popular Nollywood actor Bob Manuel Udoku as a special advisor on entertainment, leisure, and tourism. This was announced in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Paul Nwosu. Soludo also approved the appointments of Mr. Chike Anyonu as Managing Director, Anambra State Housing Development Corporation. Bob Manuel had previously served as Senior Special Assistant on Creative Media during the administration of Peter Obi and as an aide to the immediate past governor, Willie Obiano. Moving on to sports, former head coach of Nigeria, Gernot Rohr, has dragged the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, before FIFA and is awaiting a ruling on a $1 million compensation claim for unfair dismissal. Rohr, Nigeria's longest-serving manager after taking charge in August 2016, was sacked in December 2021, a few weeks before the delayed 2021 Nations Cup kicked off in Cameroon. The NFF had agreed to pay Rohr's salary until the end of his contract, which expires in December 2022. But he went to football's world governing body to demand an additional sum for damages. That claim was contested by the NFF, and a FIFA tribunal looking into Rohr's claims for damages concluded last week. However, a verdict is yet to be communicated to either party. Rohr led the West African nation in 58 matches, winning 31, drawing 13, and losing 14. And that's the news brief. For more stories, please follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel at PlusTvAfrica and PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. I am Khadija Balogun. Many thanks for watching.
There is no voting on social media. To vote, you would require a permanent voter's card. To get your PVC, visit cvr.inecnigeria.org. Create your account with a valid email address and start the registration process. An activation link will be sent to you. Click on the link and activate your account. Fill out the form, pick and submit a convenient date and time for your biometrics. Print the application slip, which should have your QR code. On the appointed date, go to the nearest INEC office for your biometric capturing. Thereafter, you will get a registration slip to pick your permanent voter's card when ready. Get your PVC today. This message is from PlusTvAfrica. According to Minister of State for Health, Dr. Olorunimbe Mamora, about 18 states in the Federation are still endemic, with more than 1,000 new leprosy cases yearly. He explained that the number of new leprosy cases detected yearly has significantly dropped from over 7,827 in 1994 to less than 2,000 in 2020. The Voice of Humanitarian Aid's Foundation took to the streets to march against the ostracization of people affected by leprosy and loud about changing the narrative. At her office, the National Coordinator of Voice of Humanitarian Aids, Franca Emeko-Obum, shared the group's experiences on the field with people affected by leprosy.
Even we that are even speaking up for them, sometimes, it wasn't easy for our families and our friends to even accept, that what we are doing is not risky. They are even afraid to come close to me. They're scared. They say, oh.
In the context of how